Hi, welcome to Python tutorial of a school management system developed in Visual Studio Code. Alright guys, I'm going to show you guys how this works. See, all of this information of this particular student, Larry, is entered straight into the college system. And right here, if we go to student details, we should be able to view that there. And the other thing is we can select from here and view the other student details. Now that is STEMMOS details. And all of those information are automatically saved straight into the database right here. And that is the database. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just click on reset. There we go. And let's enter another student ID. And let's assume the name is Miriam Holloway. There. An address of Miss Miriam Holloway, I'm going to say that is number 10, Godson 10. Email sally@gmail. Okay, the course that Miriam is studying, all we just need to do is to come right here, select whatever course she's studying. Let's say she's studying computer science. Click on that and all of those information are populated. Now in here is Miriam home student. Yes, she's not an overseas student. There will be no accommodation. She is staying at home. She's not an exchange student or on exchange program. And scholarship, no. Right here she is taking her first degree. She's on her final year. And right here are the units. Data science, that is core. All we then need to do is just to click on add to the database. So let me show you guys here. That is it. There's nothing in there. And we'll come back in here. Let me show you the main database. There's nothing about Miriam there even when I refresh. Nothing. So let's come back in here now. Click on add. There we go. And our message box displays saying Miriam detail is sufficiently added to the database. So let's come right in here now. That is Miriam details right there. And if we come in here, all we then need to do is just to click on refresh. There we go. That's Miriam details as well. Okay, let's close this. And I'm going to start a new project now. So let's exit out. Yes, I would like to exit out. And let's come right here. Select file, new. And yeah, I'm going to start by importing as follows. So let's say from Intel. Let's import it all. Enter a star there. And I'm going to import the following as well. And there we go. I imported the following as well. So the next thing is I'm going to create a class here. Class, and I'm going to call that class maybe university. Okay, that's fine. And enter column in there. So right down here, okay, let's get it indented, and I'm going to just create a function in there that is underscore underscore twice and initialize underscore underscore again. Then enter self comma root and close that. Enter column in there. And right underneath here, let's go for self.root. I think I'm going to have to save this first because it doesn't have the format of Python. So let's save this first. Let's close all of this first. And I'm going to come right here, file, and let's save as. I'm going to save it as Python. Let's look for save type Python. There we go. All right. So that is it. So I'm just going to call this one a new one. There. And click on save. There. Now we have the Python format in here. Okay. So self.root equals root. Now self.root again is going to be title. Let's create a title there. Come right down here and say title. Dot title, and the title I'm just going to call that universities. Yeah, why not? This is a university project actually. For those of you who are taking your final year, you can always take care of this and make it much better for your project. So let's say self.true.geometry, and that is going to be 1350 times 800 plus 0 plus 0. That is my coordinate. All right, that's fine. And right underneath here, what I want to do is I want to add a notebook so that I can have some part, maybe two will do anyway. So let's say notebook equals ttk dot notebook, and that is going to be inside self dot root. There, the notebook is going to be a tab, just something like this. Okay, and that's what I'm creating in there now. Now let's come down here and enter the following. So the next one is going to be, let me create one. I'm going to call that self dot tab control. Yeah, let's say control 1. Okay, that's not bad. Equals ttk dot frame. That will be the very first one, and this one is going to be a child of my widget that is called notebook. There, that is the very first one. Now the second one, I might as well just copy this, paste it right underneath here, and change the name to tab control number 2. There. Now both of them are taken care of. Now let's do one more thing. So I'm going to grab this, the name that I have for this tab control, come right down here and just say dot add. And what am I adding? I'm adding the tab control number 1, self.tab control 1, paste it right in here. Maybe copy that. No, undo that. Okay, try to copy it again and paste it right in here. There. Comma, and I want to add text. So that's one of the attributes. This text, maybe we can just call that maybe school system, something like that. School system. There we go. That's the very first one. So that will be the data you will see on the tab itself. So I'm going to copy that same tab and just paste it in there for the second one. Change the name, change that to tab control number 2. And what do I have in there? I can just call that maybe student details, something like that. Student details. Yeah, with an S. That's cool. There we go. And right underneath here, I'm going to now say the notebook widget dot grade. There we go. I've just rounded up that. Okay, I'm going to round up the whole lot now so that I can even run it and see how that's going to look like. So let me come right underneath here and just, there we go, and let's just run that up. There we go. Okay, so all right, I'm going to run it now. I'll just right click on it and let me select maybe run Python file in terminal window. Okay, let's click on that and just see. There's a lot to learn about this. There we go. 1, 2. Look at it. There's a lot to learn about this very Visual Studio development environment. But I would honestly recommend it for anyone. It's a very good package. All right, so I'm going to close that. I'm still getting my head around it though. Okay, then let's create the REST widget now. Or maybe I'm going to first of all declare every single variable I intend to use. I do have a lot of variable to use, or I do have a lot of variable I intend to use. So I'm going to come down in here. So I want you guys to pay attention to this. First of all, let's just enter a line there. Maybe right in here I can just type in variable. variable. Okay, that's it. That's my very first one. Now come right down here and press enter. I'm going to call it self dot, just like I have up there. Self dot. This is going to be for students. Student ID. And the student ID is going to be equals string variable there. So number one is set. So the next one, maybe just copy all of these and just play around with it. The next one is going to be first name, and I'm going to go for surname. Okay, what else? I'm going to go for address, paste that, change that to address, and so on. I'm going to need about 48 of those. Yes, I meant 48. Okay guys, those are my variables, so have a good look at it. Yours doesn't have to be as long as this. Okay, I have a lot of data on mine, but if it's for a university project, you may need something as many as this. So those are all the variables I intend to use. In total, I have about 48. Right, so let's bring it down so that you can see it there, and that is it. And these are for all the subjects. I think I have about 16 of those. This is for the different programs, different degrees, I mean. And from here to here, that's details of the school, the faculty, head of faculty, dean of faculty, and so on. Then a course leader. Then here, from here up to here, these are to do with the guidance details. That's the guardian details there, and that is the student information, personal information. So take a good look at it again one more time, and that is it. That's all there is to it. Okay, and right underneath here, I'm now going to create my frames. So let's copy this. I'm going to need some frames, and I will then also create some widget. That's going to be for frame. All right. Okay, then so call this one frames. There we go. The very first frame that I'm going to create, that would be, I'll just call that mainframe. Mainframe. Mainframe is going to be the widget called frame itself. And inside mainframe, we're going to have the very first tab. Then that is called tab 1, I believe. Yeah, tab 1. Grab that. I'll come right down here. And I'm going to paste tab 1. That's going to be self.tab1 and comma border. I'm going to make that maybe 10. That's cool. And what about the width? Well, let's make the width about, the width is going to be 1350, comma height, let's settle for about 700 there. Right, let's enter equals sign here, equals. Then I want it to get relieved, equals rigid. There we go. Now round up this very frame itself, grab it, come down here. Let's hope I've copied it here. Oops, not all. Dot grid, and let's get it padded. No, to the x-axis. That would be about 5, and y-axis padding, I'm going to make that about maybe 10. Right, so that is fine. I also need some more, so I might as well copy this. This is going to be for the very first padding. That is, let's change the name of that to tab frame, tab frame 2, tab 2 frame. Okay, tab 2 frame, something like that. That would do. Copy, and this one, change it as well. All right, tab 2 frame is taken care of. Okay, I'm going to create another frame. So I have 1, 2. Let's create this one. I'm going to call it maybe top. Oh, that was quick. Come right here and get it tabbed. I'm going to just call that top frame, and top frame here as well. Okay, this top frame is going to be on the third one, so I'll just call it top frame 3. Yeah, that's fine. And the top frame 3 is going to be a child of mainframe. Let's grab mainframe and just change this one to mainframe. There we go. All right, every other thing remained the same apart from here. I'm going to change that to 1340 by 500. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so get rid of these for now. We may have to change 1 or 2 things there as well. Okay, that's taken care of. As for tab 2 frame, I don't think I'm going to need this, but I'm going to make this about 10. Okay, now let's create some other inner frames. So with that, I'm just going to speed it up. The 3 most important frames, they are now created. The rest are just going to be inner frames. Let's speed that up. And right there, guys, those are the lines of code for every single frame that I intend to use. There they are, guys. So have a good look at those lines of codes. Then we take it from there. Right. And I'm just going to run it, and just to let you guys see how it all looks like. Okay, I'm going to now just right click on it. Those are the frames. Now right click on it and just select run Python file in terminal. Let's see. There we go. That is how it's all looking now. And right there, those are the tabs. So let's exit out. Right, I'm going to continue. So the right underneath here, I'm going to create the following widget. So let's change this to widget. Okay, the very first one is going to be for the student. So let's call that, I'm going to say self dot LBL student ID, and my student ID is going to be equals label, and this very label is going to be inside the student frame, this very one here, student frame, right there. So I'm going to enter a comma, then let's enter the font is going to be equals, I'm going to make that area, yeah, area, and font size, I'm going to make that about 12, and let's make it bold, right. Okay, that is taken care of now. So let's do one thing. The next thing is I'm going to say comma text that will appear on it, that is going to be student ID. And after that, let's add a border, make that about 7. And I'm going to get it anchored to the west equals west. Okay, so and let's just justify it as well. Why not? Justify equals left, just to be on the safe side, to make sure it's there. Okay, that's fine. Now what I want to do then is I'm now going to just run that up here, grab this and just run the whole process underneath here. There, get it indented, and that is going to be dot grid, and we make that very grid. Let's go for role is 0, comma, and the column that will be 0 as well, equals 0. Yeah, what else? And let's just say strictly west. Strictly west. Okay, I'm going to have to pick one between this and that, but let's see. I just want to see how it all's going to look like. If it's fine, then I'll leave it alone. Then get a pad of 5, and that's for the x-axis, and the y-axis I'm going to make that about 5 as well. Okay, so let's see. I'm just going to save that, Control S, save that, and let's just run the terminal and see where is that thing. Run Python terminal. Okay, so W, I think that's uppercase, it should be lowercase. I think I might have to delete that even. Run it again. Let's see now. Okay, that's it. All right, it happens to be lowercase. Close that. So I'm going to now add a text box underneath there. The text box is going to be, I'm just going to call that txt student. It's actually called entry. It's not a text box. So the widget is an entry widget, and this very entry widget is going to be a child of these and the size and so on. So let's grab this. I'm going to grab all of these. Let's grab all of this here. Copy, paste there. I'm going to get rid of this. We don't need that. Instead, we're going to need one of the variables declared up there. Let's make that about 5. Now, what else do we want? What about the width? I'm going to make that about maybe 25. Not too bad. And we justify it left. Grab this, paste it here. Undo that. It's very funny when you copy things in this system. Justify, grab just that, paste left, and the variable, I'm going to press enter. The variable I intend to use text variable. My text variable, that is going to be equals self dot student ID. There we go. I already have it on my system, so that is fine. That's one good thing about this system. All right, so I'm going to run this up. This is going to be inside row 1 column, no, row 0 column 0. Row 0 column 0. Grab all of that, copy, paste. Row 0 column 1. Column 1, and close that. So let's run it and see. There we go. That's my text widget in there. That is fine. Close that. And let's, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to copy and just speed up the whole process. Paste that in there. That is going to be for the student name. So that will be for student name. Change that to first name. And copy that, paste that in here. there. Yeah, and then the column is going to, the role is going to be 1, and this one is going to be 1 as well. So right click and run. Let's see that. There we go. We have 2, but we need to change this name. And that name was meant to be students. That's supposed to be first name, really. There. And the same thing will be applied for, copy that. We're going to apply that for surname. I'm going to close this, causing trouble. And this is surname. And repeat the same thing for this one. Copy and change this one to surname. Another one here. Stop that. There. And another one. And another one. Okay, I'm going to run this one and just, we can then speed up the whole process because it's all about copying and pasting now, since I have written the codes, and just change it around. Right click, where's the terminal? Run. And there we go. We have, oh, look at this. We have 3 of those already taken care of. So I'm going to speed up the whole process, guys. Okay, all done, guys, and I've also taken care of the other one. So let me show you guys the lines of codes. Student ID, first name, surname, address, okay, and postcode. Gender. In the case of gender, I added a combo box right there. Okay, you shouldn't have any problem with creating your own combo box. And I'm going to copy this same combo box and use it for for my subject area as well. And right here, that's the date of birth, telephone number, email. I then copy all of these and change it around for the parent, okay, or I can call it guide, parent and guardian widget, something like that. There. Okay, have a good look at it. Run it down. It's exactly the same lines of codes, just different data on them. So right click and let's run. There we go. There. So I'm going to copy all of these, paste it right here for the faculty's details. So let's close that now. Okay, let's close that. I will now copy, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm going to close that, and I'm going to copy everything that we have inside the parental whatever there. Where is it? Up to here. Yeah, copy all of that. Copy, and that I'm going to be using it for my faculty information. Okay, or maybe course information. I called it course frame. There we go. And right underneath here, paste all of that. Okay, and look at what's going to happen now. You see here, I'm going to change everything here. So what I'm changing is just going to be this very one. So that is going to be course frame. There. Course frame, and yep, change it to course frame. I will also change the width. Let's come in here, the width here. I'm going to make that about maybe 41, so that I will fill up the whole system. So we have course frame, copy, change this to course frame as well. There. All right, we're almost there now. Okay, all done. I will now change the text. I will change that to about 42 here, and this will be 42 as well. 42. Then we now run it before I start changing all of the names, because I still need to change those ones as well. Let's see how many is left. 42 here as well. There we go. Now, so have a good look at it. I'm still going to change the names around, but it's all I'm just doing is now copying and pasting. So have a good look at it from here. These are going to be changed to course information and so on. There we go. Now, right click and let's run it. Where is it? Run. So let's see. There we go. Look at that. Okay, so we now need to change all of these here. Instead of that and so on, we just change it to something else. Okay, and change all of these information that we have in here. So the very first thing, let's go up here where we have guidance. So that will become course, and change this to course. Depend on what you want to call yours. There we go. And what about the text? Yeah, change the text as well. There. And right in here, instead of mom, I'm going to change this one to, let's change that to BSC serious game. Yeah. Then the next one is going to be BSc computing. BSc computer science. Computer science. All right. And so on. I believe you guys get the whole idea now. All right. It's all done. Okay. Have a good look at it. Let me run it first before, so that you guys see how it all looks like. Let's see. Run. There we go. And here we just select whatever. Maybe I should enter something in here. That's how it's looking now, but I'm going to do one thing. Let's go right up here. So let's enter as follows. So I'm going to say self dot course. That is the variable that was declared dot set. And what am I setting in there? I'm just going to say course selector. There. So that will be displayed inside here. Okay. Or we can just put it in here anyway. And this will be 0. Okay, look, let's run it, then we'll decide. Run. And there we go. Okay, it's either do that, or because I can make it empty, but if I make it empty, that disappears. So in that case, I'm going to get rid of that method. And let's do this. I'm going to grab the course selector. Let's cut that off and delete all of this. Bad idea. So paste this right in. Oh, what am I doing inside the parent? Oh, I was in the wrong place. The course selector should have been here. Where is it? Right here. Okay, I'm going to paste that right in here. There we go. All right. Now right click and run. Let's see now. There we go. But that wasn't showing. Okay, let's come in here and ask it to display. Okay, so let's the 0 actually shows just like we have in here. So grab all of that, come right down here and just paste it there. Where is it? Right here, man. Paste and change the name around. There. Now run. Let's see. There we go. Okay. So the very first item to be selected is that. In the case of this, the very first item here is 0, and the very first item here is cost selector. So that's what I've just done. Right. Okay, is 0. So if you say you want it to be number 3, let's see what we have inside number 3. Right click, run. That would be computer. Okay, no, it's BA animation. Okay, that's number 4 because it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's number 4. So change it back to 0. Now you guys get the whole idea for that. So let me show you guys the lines of code for the course frame. There we go. Right. Those are the lines of codes for the course frame. And there. Okay, so I'm going to run it one more time. So right click and run. There guys, that's how it's looking now. We'll take care of the next one. Okay, you see right here, that is going to be for my student status and more information about the course here, and here will be just buttons, and here will be just all of the different models. So let's take care of this first. I'm going to maybe copy this and just dump it here. So close that. Let me go straight to the parent. Where's parent? Parent. No, I think I've passed it. Yeah, there we go. Parents. I'm going to grab everything that we have in here. Copy. And I'm going to come down here and paste that in here. Okay, let's enter a line here, broken line. So this is going to be student status. Student status. Yeah, student status frame. Okay, there, and paste this right in here. Okay, now I need to change the frame around. The frame for this is going to be student status frame, so that's fine. So grab everything in here, paste it right here. There we go. Let's make sure that is correct. Student status frame. Yep, repeat the same thing here. Now the very first one is going to be known as home student, LBL home student. All right, so copy that. So paste it right here. There's a T missing. Okay, now repeat the same thing for these. And here as well. Okay, and what do I have in here? I just need maybe yes or no. So instead of all of this, I'm just going to change this to yes. Yes, you are an home student, or no. I'm going to get rid of this because I'm just going to leave it empty, or no. Then get rid of every other thing here. Right. And the variable in this case, let's make sure we don't forget that is going to be home student. So grab this, paste it right here, self.home student. Okay, that's one other important thing you guys should make sure you don't get that wrong. All right, move this up. Okay, right click, where is it? Run. There we go. I just have my very first one there. So all I then need to do is just copy and paste for the others. So copy, paste. The next one is going to be overseas students. Okay, or you can call it international student, but let's just put overseas. There we go. Overseas students. That would be too long. Just change that to overseas. That's good. And why haven't I changed this? This should be home student here. There, home student. Okay, this is overseas student. There. Okay, just the name needs changing now. Right, and here as well. Okay, that is 0, 1. That will be 1, 1, and a 1 here. Okay, so what else do we need to do? Let's run it. If it runs how I want, then I'm going to have to speed that up. So right click. There we go. You see that, guys? Overseas students. Oh, because they have the same variable. Okay, the second variable should just be overseas. Come in here. Where is it? Right here. Yeah. Okay, now try that again. I want them to work individually. There. Okay, that's fine. And that is fine. So let's speed up the whole process. Okay. Alright, guys. That is it. That's how it's looking now. Let me just take it down a little bit so that you guys can see it. See, it's exactly the same lines of codes. I just change the names around. Take it down. And one more time. There. Okay, so that is it. So we need to now, let's create that of the degree frame. I'll call that degree frame. So bring it down. Paste. Right here, in the case of the degree frame, I'm going to be using another kind of widget called spin button. No, spin box. Spin box is called. And let's change this first to degree so that we don't make a mistake. Degree frame. There we go. Now I'm going to copy this. Let's copy the labels first. Copy, bring it right down here. And the very first label, this is going to, let's change the framework to degree frame. There we go. That is fine. Now, one other thing we need to do is we need to change the details in here. That will become, let's say, Bachelor of Art. Okay, that's a BA. And this is going, I'm going to change the name of this. Instead of scholarship, I'm going to change it to BA, and we have another BA in here. BA. Okay, that is taken care of. Now the next thing is I'm going to create self dot let's say SPBA That's for my spin button. No, not spin button. It's called spin box. Look at it. Spin box. Spin box is going to be inside the degree frame, and spin box is going to start from 0. From underscore equals 0, you must enter your underscore, else you will end up with an error. Underscore equals 0, comma 2. Depending on how many, I'm just going to enter maybe 10 or 20. Okay, you cannot spend 20 years in the uni. Okay, first degree, I think they give you maximum up to 9 years or so. So, okay, let's say about 20. PhD, maybe about, I don't know, maybe about 9 years as well. Second degree, maximum, except if you are taking a part-time. Maximum, that should be 2 years for masters. Okay, that is equals 4, and the fonts. Let's grab font here. I'm gonna make that about 14. Come down here, paste that right here. Change that to about 14. And what about the, let's say, text variable? Text variable, because I'm going to be using that equals self dot ba. That's my very first text variable for that one. Close that up. And self dot spin ba. Let's run it all up. That is going to be row. Okay, grab all of these. It's going to be 0 and 1 anyway. 0 0. Okay, 0. This will be 0 and 1. This one is 0. Okay, let's get it aligned properly. Right. I may have to add a padding to it. Pad it to y-axis equals 5. There's a possibility of changes, but for now. Okay, I think I'm about done with that. So you can also go in here and just run. Just try to take a shortcut. Just run that and see. Come on, where are you? Oh, there's an error here. Let's see. Oh, okay, there should have been. Okay, I get it. There should be comma here. All right. I've deleted the bracket and close bracket and run. There we go. That's the very first spin button. There. Okay, have a good look at that, because I'm going to copy and paste. So copy this very one, and we need about 5 there as well. We have 2, 3, 4, 5 now, and this is 1, 1, 2, and 2, 3, and 3. Then we have 4 and 4. Get it indented properly. Then I'm going to change the names around. There we go. Now run. So have a good look at it before I run it. It's exactly the same lines of code. It's no big deal. So come in here. Where is it? Run. And that is it. That takes care of that. If you notice here, it's now getting flushed, which is good. All right, so let's make it look a little bit much better. I'm going to speed that up, change all the names. Okay guys, I've finished changing all of the names, so have a good look at it and bring it down, Now to PhD. Okay, let's right click and run. There we go. And let's see, that's how it's looking now. Now let's add some buttons here. The buttons will push all of this up, then we take care of this. Come right down here and that. And underneath here, I'm gonna add some buttons. Okay, then that will do. So in the case of the button, I'm going to use it is called button frame anyway. Yeah, button frame I called it, so I'm gonna call that right here, button frame. Yeah, and the very first button frame, let's come down here and just call that self dot btn new btn add new, something like that. Add new. So that would be equals button, and this button is going to be inside a frame called button, comma, get a padded y-axis equals 1, comma, border equals 4, and I'm gonna grab this. I'm gonna make that about maybe 17. Just paste that here. 17. Okay, what else do I need? If that is 17. Okay, let's just do this. Get it padded about 11 there. What about the width? Equals 5, and the text on it, I'm going to enter, that will be equals add new, right, add new. What else do we need? I'm going to run that up for now. Grab all of these, paste it here, and change this to 0, and this will be 1. No, 0, that will be 0, not 1. 0. Okay, x-axis, let's add about 2. X, that will be 2. That is my button. That's the very first one. Run it and let's see. There we go. First button taken care of. Just take care of this. I'm going to get rid of bold. I don't want it bold. And change this to uppercase. Now I'm going to copy, paste, and change the rest around. Copy, paste. And the other one, the next button beside it, I'm going to call that update. And change the data here to update as well. Update. Right. And this is going to be 1. There. Okay. Let's run that and see as well. Then we'll speed it up. Run. Now we should have button number 2. There we go. Now close that. Let's speed that up, guys. Okay, guys, those are the lines of code for the buttons. Alright, so I'm going to run it now. Let's right click and run. There we go. Those are all the buttons. Now let's take care of the different modules. Okay, close that, and right underneath here, maybe I should put the button right at the bottom. Okay, I'm going to copy this. The buttons, I preferred my buttons to be right at the bottom. So close this off. Now the button is taken care of. Depend on how you want it, but I just want my button to be right at the bottom. So here I'm going to paste that, and this is going to be for the different models. Okay, I can just call it maybe subject frame or whatever. Subject frame. Okay, the very first subject. So I'm going to copy. I need something that has or that have. Yeah, I think I found one. I'm going to grab this, grab all of that, copy the exchange program students, bring this down, paste this right here. Now change the frame name to subjects frame, subject frame, and subject frame in here, and this is going to be 0, and this will be 0 as well. Okay, let's change the name. I'm going to call this data science. Let's highlight data science. Okay, what about the text content on it? Is going to be data science as well. Grab that, changes to data science. Space, and all of these will become data science. There we go. All right. Now let's change the data in there. So the default value, I'm going to make that as no. We have yes. No, we can change that to call. Okay. Call unit. Call unit. That's a composer unit though. And we have yes here. Then we have comma. Then we can enter complete. There we go. I think I have taken care of the very first one. Alright, so let's run that, then we can copy it around. We need 16 there. There we go. Run. Let's see. Okay, we have an error. Oh, I'm missing out an I. Oh, wait a minute. Where am I? Here, right here. An apostrophe there, actually, not an I. Right click again. Run. And let's see. What am I missing again? Subject. Oh, I think I may have spelled it wrong. Subject. That is it up here. Look at the spelling. That should have been subject. I'm going to change that to subjects. There we go. So the frame name, okay, take note of that, guys. All right, so bring it down again. Let's go right down. It's now subject. Yep. Now right click and let's run. There we go. That's the very first subject. Okay, we now speed that up. Now you guys get the whole idea. Close that. Let's speed that up. I'm gonna copy it and paste. Right, and I will also have to increase this to about 19 and just speed that up. Copy, paste, there. And the next one is going to be what? Let's run it first. I can just speed that up later on. Let's see how the next one. No, it's not gonna work. I need to change the names. The role number. This one will be 1 and 1 here. Now try it again. Run. There we go, guys. Okay, close that. And now let's speed it up. Okay guys, I just finished with that, so let me show it to you. Take it from the top. These are just the subjects. There. The second one, third one. So I'm going to bring it down gently so that you guys can see it. Now from spreadsheets, have a look at it up to information technology, then bring it down again. Then we have digital graphic up to games. Then animation up to math. Then we have add math and bring it down. There, and that is all there is to it. There. Okay, so we're gonna run it now. Run. There we go, guys. Look at that. That is looking pretty. It looks very beautiful. Okay then. Now let's try to get all of these to do something for us. 1, 2 would be a bit easy to take care of. So I'll just copy all of the variables and change them around. So end that here. Let's take care of those two first. Come on. Right. Okay guys, let's go right underneath the I'll go right underneath the frames. Let's come in here. Yeah, the frames. Yeah. And here I'm gonna have a go at my function. There we go. Let's call that functions. Right. Okay. There. Now the very first function I'm going to take care of, let me take care of the exit. I'm going to call that iExit. There. So in the case of iExit, I'm going to use, let's grab that, paste that underneath here. Let's say equals to Kinter. That will be dot message box, and this very message box, let's say dot ask yes or no. Dot ask yes or no. And in there, first of all, I'm going to enter school management system in here. That's going to be the title, and come out of it, and my prompt is confirm if you want to exit. There, that takes care of the prompt. Now let's come right down here using if statement. So if my exit is less than 0, then we want root to get destroyed. That is the name of my system, root dot destroy. There we go. And enter parentheses, then let's get it returned. Return there. So that is exit taken care of. I'm going to grab this and use that very command inside my exit here. Scroll right down, exit, come right here and enter command equals exit. So exit taken care of. So let's go back up there, or we can try out the exit. So let's right click and where's the terminal, and there, let's see, click on exit. No, let's see why. What have I done wrong? Oh, look at this. Let's go back in there and see. Let's see what I've done wrong. Okay, let's have a good look. Oh no, that's not a comma, that's supposed to be a dot. There we go. Now try that again. Let's see now. Click. Yeah, I don't want to exit. Yes, I do want to exit. That takes care of that. Alright, let's take care of another function. I'm going to take care of the reset. The reset is easy. So come right here, paste that in here. Function exit and function reset. Yeah. And I'm just going to call that function reset. There. In the case of function reset, I'm going to copy every single variable that I declared. So let's go right up there and grab those variables. Close this. There they are. You need all of these. Grab them. There we go. Copy and bring it right down. Where is it? Right here. And I'm going to paste it right there. Okay, so in here now, I need to get it all indented. Select it all. Okay, let's see if this is going to work. Yeah, it does work. Control Shift, that's good. And in here, come right here and change this to dot set, and that will be nothing in the first one. Right, so I might as well copy and just repeat the same thing for the others. Copy there. However, when it gets here, I'm going to have to change some of them to values like this one. That will become paste, that will become 0. Okay, so be the same thing for the others. Copy 0. There. Okay, in the case of the subject, that will be no. That's the default no. So repeat the same thing for this. No, no, no. Okay, that's good. So the subject, I think I have about 16 different units there, or you can call it modules. There. Right. All done. Now for the other ones, it's just going to be clear. Come down here and just clear and clear. So I'm going to have to speed that up, guys. That's clear. So let's speed out. Okay, that is it, all done for the reset. So I'm going to call that very function inside the button reset now. Okay, let's scroll right down. Come right down here. Where is it? Button reset. Command equals reset. And that's it. So I'm going to run it. Right click. Let's run and see how that's going to look like. Yeah, grab the terminal there. Let's just see. Okay, what is the problem? What might the problem be? Reset. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see. Function reset. Come on. Well, that is function. Okay, I think it's got to do with my indentation here. Oh, there we go. Now let's run it again. Okay, that's fine. Enter some data in here and see what's going to happen. Repeat the same thing here, change that to whatever. What about here? Okay, let's speed that up. Try to Alright, we're going to have to try out the reset now and make sure it works for every single component that I have in here. Resets, click. There we go. That is fine. The reset is working. Okay, now that we've taken care of reset, let's take care of this combo box. So when we select anything here, we want it to populate all of these other widgets. So I'm going to exit out. So let's come right underneath here. Where is my function? Right here. Okay, let's create a function in here. I will first of all copy this and just paste it right underneath here. I will need a couple of those though. Alright, so this is going to be for, I think I'm going to call it course data. There we go. And we're going to name the function as course data as well. Let's make sure we get this right here. Okay, that's fine. Now come right down here and I'm going to enter def. Let's see that course data taught. Let's copy that. Copy again and paste it right here. There, course data there. And as for course data, I'm going to end up using an if statement. Okay, the variable declare is it's called course. So I'm going to say if course is not a course data, if course dot get equals BSC, that's one of the names in their serious game. There we go. Enter. Yep, that's fine. Okay, if is equals serious game, you can also use single quote in here. The choice is yours, either double or single. Okay, in that case, I want self dot course code. There we go. dot set. And what is it setting? Is going to be setting the course code BSC SG. SG will be serious game. Okay, we have to put that in a quote and here as well. There we go. So that's the data that goes in there. Then the other one is dot faculty dot set. And what is the faculty name? I'm going to call that School of Computing or School. Yeah, that's fine. School of Computer Science. There we go. Then the other one is self dot. I have faculty already, so let's say the dean of the faculty, dean dot set, and let's give that a name. I can call it Professor Tony Montana. There we go. Now self dot head of school dot set, and who would the head of school be? We can call it Dr. Sonny Jonathan. Right. Self dot. That'll be program. Let's say program leader. Program leader dot set, and who would that be? We can make it Dr. Sammy Jones. What about the course leader dot course tutor? Let's say course tutor dot set. There we go. And course tutor, we can just call that Dr. Paul Parker. Dot Paul Parker. There. Now the block. We need a block now. So the block is going to be, let's come down here and just say self dot block, or building, the building dot set. We're going to call that Bishop's house. Bishop's house, and that is it. I'm now going to call this, let me grab this very function, but since I'm going to be calling it inside my combo box, then I will need to enter event, so it's going to be able to be called using an event. So let's come into my function here. Where is that? I need a combo box here, the combo box that is called as parent. Let's come in here, the other one, there we go, right here. So right underneath here, I'm going to put a comma and then call. That is it. So let's try it out, run, and see how that's going to look like. All right, grab these and there. Let's see, nothing happens. Let's see what happened, what went wrong. Did I call the right? Okay, let's see. BSC course is not defined. Let's say course is not defined. That's strange. That is it right there. Okay, it's meant to be self.course. And what did I call in there? Let's go back in here. right up here somewhere. That is my, okay, those are variables right here. Oh, look at that, self dot. Okay, hopefully that should take care of that. Self dot course. So let's try it out again. Run. Okay, grab that. There, that's fine. So I'm now going to copy that across and use it for the other, okay, the other argument in there. So all right, so let's just copy. Now copy this. I'm going to change that to else if, or you can still use if statement anyway. There, and that is going to be else if. Right, so the other course is known as BSc Computer Science. So grab that, copy and paste it right here. There we go, and the course code will become CS. Take that off. CS01. And the School of Computing, the same professor. What about the course tutor? We can change the course tutor. I'm going to change the program leader for this to Helen. Ellen Frogner. There we go. And what about, okay, we can leave the rest. Course tutor can be the same. Now we can change the course tutor as well. Let's change that to Peter Pan, something like that. Pan. There. And let's run that and see, make sure that is working. Then we just speed it up. Okay, serious game. So take a good look at that. Now let's come in here, change that to computer science, and that is it. Okay, so I'm going to speed that up for the other argument that we have in there. So we have about 5 more, so let's speed that up. I just copy and paste, get that sorted. Copy and paste it all. Okay guys, all taken care of. So have a good look at it. The first condition, second one, if the animation is selected, if information system is selected, BSc computing selected, BSc computer games if it's selected, and BSc computer animation. So let's run that and you guys see how that works. And select, there we go, there. Okay, supposing if we select course selector, I expect everything to be cleared, so that is now good enough. So course selector, grab all of these, and then I'm going to just change things around here. In the case of course selector, that's no big deal, just get rid of everything in there. So if course selector, selector, then all of this becomes empty. That's all there is to that. Right, that's taken care of. There we go. So right click, let's run that again. And select any of these there and call selector. There we go, that's fine. Call selector, that is brilliant. All right, okay, so let's do one more thing. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a database. Okay, I'm going to open up my SQL. There we go. So I will select this very schema there, and in there I'm just going to give that a name. I'm going to call it schools. There we go. Now let's click on apply there and click on apply again. That's finished. So let's come right here and look for these schools. Let's minimize this, and right there we go. I'm going to drop it down, right click on the table, and let's create new, and the name is going to be known as school there. So you see this double-headed arrow, drop it down, and in here let's enter the very first column. So that's going to be student, all in lowercase, student ID. And here the data type, I'm going to make that virtual. Let's enter about 20 in there, and here primary key, okay, that's fine. It's not going to be empty, and it's going to be of unique value. Right underneath here, I'm going to enter first name. I'm going to need about 48 of that first name there. Surname here, address. I'm going to now speed that up and get back to you guys shortly. And right there, guys, those are my table. Okay, those are my columns. Okay, I have 48. You don't have to have 48 though. I just have 48. There we go. There. All right, take a good look at it. Let's take it from the top again. From here, let's take it up to email and bring it down here. All right, then from parents down to faculty again. Then we have from the dean of faculty, take it down to scholarship here. All right, then we have BA up to the spreadsheet, so you guys can see that there. Then we have maths, and that's all there is to it. There we go. So I'm going to click on apply, so that is saved. So minimize that. I can exit out of here. Yeah. Now, right underneath here, let's create another. Let's do one thing first. Look, let me show you guys this. I'm going to run it so that you see what I'm talking about. You see here, when I click on student details, there is nothing here. So what I want to do is to add a Treeview in here. So I'm going to minimize that. And my Treeview, let's place that Treeview right underneath, just beside the button. So right underneath here, come right down here. There we go, that's button there. Okay, just above button. Okay, so this is going to be Treeview. Treeview. There we go. Now with the Treeview, I'm going to create frames. I might as well just go right up there and copy those frames because they are very similar to what I want to use it for. So let's grab this. I'm going to grab this too, copy, and take it right down here. Where's Treeview? There we go. Treeview. Paste them right in here. Paste. Now this one, I'm going to change the name of this to top frame and do whatever I've just done. Paste it back. Top frame, and let's just say top frame 11. Okay, that is the name of that. Copy that. That's top frame 11 as well, and this is going to be top frame 12 and 12. So change that to 12. There we go. All right, everything is looking fine, but let's change this. We're going to change this to tab 2 frame. Yeah, and the same thing is going to apply to the one right below. That's going to be tab 2 frame. There we go. Every other thing looks alright, but this one, let's change the height to about 60. And I'm going to make this rule equals 0, comma, column equals 0 as well. There we go. Now the next one is going to be 1. There. So this is 1 here. Rule is 1. So that is fine for the top frame. Okay, right underneath, since those two are created now, I have 2 more frames. Okay, those 2 frames are inside the second tab. Okay, if I run it now, let's run it and be sure that they will appear inside the second tab. Come right here. There we go. 1, 2. Brilliant. So minimize that. And right underneath here, I am going to create, let's say, a label. Paste this there. Okay, so let's create a label here. Let's just copy. There should be a label here to copy. Right, copy this. So typing all over. Copy, bring it down. That label is going to be used as my title. Paste. There we go. And get it indented. This is title. We have another title here. And this very title is going to be right inside top frame 11. Copy that and paste that right here. Top frame 11. There we go. I'm going to change this. Let's get it padded. Because it's going to be alone, so we say about 160. Yeah, why not? And get it centered. Okay. That is fine. Get rid of all of this and get rid of this as well. So let's change that to student. Student details management system. Okay. Centered student details management system, and the font size, let's make that about 40. And that's all there is to that. So let's see. Yeah, I think that is fine. Hopefully there's no error. I'm going to run it first. Then we will know if there's any error. Okay, let's come right here. There we go. That's fine. Now, right underneath, let's create our Treeview. So, Treeview table itself, or table, whatever it's going to be called. But this is it. The Treeview starts from here. Now, Treeview right underneath here. Paste. Okay, this is Treeview title. All right. Let's change that name to title. Treeview title. And this is Treeview definition of Treeview frames, framework, whatever, framework. All right, then underneath here is going to be Treeview table. Okay, so come right down here. For the Treeview, the first thing I'm going to do is I want to add, what's the name of it, a scroll bar. So let's say scroll. Yeah, let's say scroll is going to be comma x. That's the, for the x-axis, equals the widget is going to be scroll bar. And this scroll bar is going to be a child of the top 12. Top frame 12, comma. Now, let's say orientation or orient is going to be horizontal. Double click on that. So that is the x-axis taken care of. What about the y-axis? I think I should do one for the y-axis as well, just in case if the data are too long. Y-axis is going to be vertical. Vertical. There we go. All right, so all of that is taken care of. Now, right below it, I'm going to create what I've called a table itself, self.university records. That's what I'm going to call it, equals ttk dot Treeview, and inside our very Treeview is going to be a child of top frame 12, and the height of it, I'm going to make that about 22. Wrong spelling here, should be a G. Height is 22. Good. What about column? Columns, actually, with an S. Columns. And with the columns, there we go. The very first one is going to be student ID. Okay, ID. Exactly what I have inside my database here, right here. The same spelling, everything. That's how I'm going to enter it. But I'm just going, instead of 48, I'm just going to enter about 15, comma, the next one, or 16. The next one is going to be first name. So make sure when you guys are typing it out, you don't change any data in here. So surname, there. And let's just speed up the rest. That is it, all done. So the next thing we now need to do is I'm going to round up this this very one. Let's come down here and get it packed. Dot pack, and that will be, let's say, side equals bottom there. And what is, and I also want it to fill it to the X. So repeat the same thing for the Y-axis. Copy and paste. This will be for Y. There. In the case of Y, this will be Y as well. There we go. So I have actually rendered up these scroll bars. Now let's come right down here to start with our university details. So I'm going to grab that self.university underscore record, and the first one is going to be, let's enter the heading, and the very first heading, that will be the heading of the student ID. Grab the student ID, paste it right in there, and the student ID, comma, text equals student. Okay, but I'm going to make that uppercase because that's just to display. There we go. That is the first one there. So we can copy this now and change it around for the first name and so on. Paste first name, grab first name and paste it here. That's the heading and heading as well here. There. Surname, grab another one. Let's copy and paste it right there for surname. Do that again. Copy, paste, grab the store name and change it here. So let's speed that up. So all I'm doing is I'm just creating my heading for the columns now, using all of these headings from my database. So I'm going to speed that up. All right, that is it, all done. But we need to also ask the system to show the heading. So we're going to enter that in an array. Show, what do you want me to show? I want you to show equals heading equals headings. There we go. So that takes care of that. Now all of these our headings, we need to be able to define the size of the column and so on. So I'm going to come down here. Let's define one together. Then we say dot column. The very first column is going to be for that student. So let's grab that of students. Grab this, paste it right in here, student ID, and the student ID, let's enter width equals, let's say about 70. There we go, student ID taken care of. So we can copy that student ID now, copy, and all right, that is going to be for first name. First name, I'm going to make that about 90. Yeah, why not? Surname here. There, 90 as well. Then the address, enter address in here. And let's make that about 200. There. So I'm going to speed up the whole process and just repeating exactly the same thing. Okay, well, first thing first, let's make it 5 in a row. Okay, put one more here, and I'm going to call this one postcode. Then I'll just copy and paste the rest. So this is postcode. The postcode 70. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, I'll copy and paste the rest now. Those are all my columns defined. Okay, now let's round up this very column itself. I'm going to copy this, come right down here, paste, and that is going to be dot park, and we say fill equals both side, both, comma, then expand equals 1. There we go. And I'm going to do one more thing, because I'm going to, at the end of the day, I'm going to be using bind, because for one of them we will have to use an event. So let's say button release, that's going to be the event, release -1. So when I create a method, then I'll call the method right in here. So that is it for now. So I'm going to run, and let's see how the table looks like. Hopefully there's no error. There we go. Look at that, taking shape. That's good. I like it. All right, so that's not too bad. I think let's come in here. What I want to do is to create data connectivity to take care of all of those buttons. So I'm going to exit out. Yeah, and let's go right up here. Okay, this is where I have all my variables. Okay, let's come right here, and this one, I'm going to call that MySQL Database. All right, connection. There we go. Okay then, so everything is going to start from here. First of all, I'm going to define a variable. This one is going to be used for us to add the data, so I'm going to call it add data. There we go. Enter parentheses and semicolon. Now you see, with my first 3 widgets here, these 3 widgets, let's run it and you see what I'm talking about. Let's see. First of all, I'm going to comment this out first. Student ID. Let's see that. So let me comment this out. That's why the student ID is given. All right, do that again. Now run. And there we go. 1, 2, and 3. So if any of these widgets are empty, the system should refuse you continuation. So let's do that. So in there, I'm going to use an if statement. If self dot student ID dot get and equals nothing, or the next one is self dot first name. Let's enter the space properly. Dot first name dot get, if that is equals nothing as well, or let's go for surname. Self dot surname dot get, and if that is empty as well, then I want the system to actually, let's use tick enter there, tick enter dot message box, do that again, dot message box, press the tab key to get that in, dot show error. There we go. So in there I'm just going to enter, let's say enter student details correctly, something like that. There we go. That will be the error message that will pop up. Else, then let's get this indented. Else, we want as follows: declare a local variable that I'm going to call SQL can equals pim MySQL dot connect, and within the parentheses is going to be an host. The host this time around is my local host. There, that's the first taken care of. The next one is going to be the user, comma, user equals root, and comma, password. As a password, that will be equals, my password is just 12345. 12345, that's cool. Then comma, the database itself, the database equals school. There we go. Those are my arguments in place. Now let's say current equals MySQL can dot castle. Let's get the cursor in. There we go. Enter parentheses. Okay, I also want the cursor itself dot execute. There we go. And what I wanted to execute is as follows: enter MySQL statement in there. No, that should be insert into school. Okay, the following values, and those values are going to be as follows. So I'm going to enter, come in here. I'll start by entering %s comma. So this is just an assumption value, and I'm going to need 48 of those. So close this, bring it down. Might as well copy this. Now make life easy. Copy. So paste. There we go, and press enter. Space first / enter, and that should give me about 48. I'll count it anyway. There. All right, so that is that taken care of. I'm now going to come out here. Let's get rid of this. Come out of it here and press enter. There should be a comma here. Put a comma here, and let's press enter here. Now I'm now going to open up a bracket in here. Within these two brackets, I will then enter as follows. So the following that I intend to enter in there, first of all, let's get this properly indented, bring it here and bring this there as well. Okay, the very first will be my, let's say, self dot student ID, which is the variable that I declared, dot get, comma. Then next one is going to be for the first name. Those are data that the system should capture. Dot first name dot get self dot surname dot get. Okay, so all of the data that we have in here, let me show it to you. All of those variables, there we go. Those variables, those are the ones I'm now addressing from here down here. Okay, all of them, every single one of them. So come right down here and continue my work. There we go. Then the next one is going to be self dot address. There we go. Paste followed by postcode. Self dot postcode. There. I'm going to now speed this up. I guess you guys get the whole idea. Okay, I've just finished taking care of that, so let's take it down so that you guys can see it. Those are all the variables. Okay, I'm now calling every single variables within my database. Okay, for my database. Now, right underneath here, we need to close that though. Yeah, that's it. Because I have two here. Yeah. 1, 2. Right. It's closed now. Now, right underneath, I am also going to close this. I'm going to get this one and then also close it. Come right there. Dots, comments, and there. And I also need to close it. Paste and then dots close. There we go. That's closed right there. Okay. What else do I need to do? I also need Kinta to display a message saying I have successfully logged in correctly. So I'm going to grab this up to here. Let's grab that to Kinta. And right underneath here, Kinta.message box dots. I want you to show information. Yeah, information saying, let's say data entered. Okay, data entered form, or let's change that to let's change that to school management system. That is the title on the system. Then here, comma, this will be the message: record entered successfully. And that will be record entered successfully. It says successfully here. There we go. And that's it. Alright, that's cool. Okay, and we also have to create a function that will display all of this data. So let's copy this again. I'm just going to copy that, come in here, paste that right underneath here. There, get rid of this. Oh, I have two here. Okay, and this other one is going to be, let's say, defined as follows. So I'm going to call it display data, and there we go, display data. There. Now display data, I want you to might as well grab all of these here instead of me reinventing the wheel. Copy all of this and bring it down in here. There we go. Correct indentation. Alright, so display data equals all of the above: host, user, password, database. And right in here for the display data, I want to use, let's use the SQL statement select all from school and there. Now if it's selected from school, let's say results, whatever result we get, that is equals, let's say current dot facial. There we go, that is it right there. Double click on that and then enter parentheses. Now let's use an if statement. If len, if you len the result is not equals to 0, then we want something to happen. If it's not equals to 0, right? If it's not equals to 0, then I want the following information of the university. So let's say self dot university record dot delete, that will be star self dot university records. Grab all of this, paste it in here. University record dot get, that should be dot get the child or children, dot get children there, and there should be a parenthesis in there. Okay, so for role, let's say role in result, for role in result, and that is going to be self dot university records. We want you to insert as follows: dot insert. And what are you inserting? To the end of the system, insert as follows: comma, end, comma, value equals role. There. So that is taken care of. So what we need to now do is just to comment and close. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to call this display data in here. So let's grab it. I'm just going to copy that. Let's come right there. Okay, let's paste it right in here. Okay, so that is the display data. So if I click on this on my button there, I should be able to view this. So let's grab this. I'm going to call that inside my add new button, the button that is right here. Where is it? So there we go. So let's enter command in there. Enter a comma, command equals add new data. All right, hopefully that should work. So I'm going to run it now. Let's click on run and we enter some data in here. Let's start from here. So student ID is going to be 700712, and the name, I'm going to call it Kingsley Mohan. All right, something like that. An address number 14. Let's go for Larry's Lane. Larry's Lane. Postcode. Mail. Date of birth. And mobile number email number, let's just say king@gmail.com. Okay, parent details, okay, dad. All right, now dad, we call that, let's say, no, let's just say Jerry Mohan. And address is the same, so I might as well copy that, or you can just enter the same in there. And telephone number, no home number, and here mobile number, and email address is going to be almost the same thing. So come in here as Jerry at whatever, there. Okay, the course this guy is taking, drop this down, just select any of those courses, let's say there. And in here is an home student, is not an overseas student. Accommodation, yes. Is staying in the campus. Exchange student, no. Is he on scholarship? No. And is going for his, let's say he's going for his BSc. Okay, he's in third year or whatever. And now this is a core unit here as well. Let's go for media, is yes, and let's come into programming. It's core, event driven is core unit. System analysis, yes. So we have 4, another 1 more. Okay, database, there we go. Now decision time. All we then need to do is click on add new. There we go, and that record should be added right in here. There we go, look at that. Okay, now the next thing is, let's go straight into our database. That is our database in there. I'm going to open up the table. Where is the table? Double click on that, and that is his details in there. Okay guys, and you can see why I enter every single details in there, so you can find out all the information within the database itself. There, that is it. So close that. Now let's do one more thing. I'm going to have to stretch this, maybe make this 117 so that it kind of like look a little bit much better. So let's go in here. That should be about 170. I made it 168, so make that 170. So that should take care of that. All right, then the next thing we want to do now, let's go straight up here. Okay, right underneath here. Now what I want to do is, let me take care of delete function. Okay, with the delete function, I'm going to, let's say, delete. Yeah, there. With the delete, I'm just going to grab all of these here, grab it up to here, and come right down here, paste there. And let's use MySQL here, so that's going to be delete from school, where student ID from school, delete from school, so this should be where, let's say student ID equals there. All right, and comma, so comma self dot student, yes, comma self dot student ID, student ID. So the in here there should be the quotes. The quote should be right in here. Get rid of this one, that shouldn't be there. Student ID dot get, there we go, that's taken care of. So now let's come up here. Now we now need to close and so on. So I'm going to grab all of these, and that should take care of delete. Come right down here, paste that underneath here. There we go. I get it properly indented. Control plus. There we go. Now the message that should be displayed, I want to call that record successfully deleted. Record successfully deleted. Delete this one and just say deleted here. And underneath here, I'm also going to call my function reset there, and that is the delete function taken care of. Right, so let's go down here now and just call this delete. Go straight to the button here. Where's delete? Yeah, there we go. Okay, we only have one more to take care of. That will be the update. Command equals delete update. Delete db. All right, that's good. Okay, so that is deleted, taken care of. Now underneath, if you guys notice, I've also created subject information. I had to speed this up because a bit of time to put those lines of code together. But however, as you guys can see, the whole function of this is when I click on the table, I should be able to see all of the information on the system. And that is it. I'm going to now call this because it's event driven. So copy that. I'm going to call it right inside my Treeview. Okay, so have a good look at it. Take it from here and bring it down here. There we go. Every single variable there. So it's just all about dot set row. In total, you will see 0 to 47 there. Okay, take it from the top again, from here, and bring it down. Down. There we go. Now the next one is the updates, and this is my update there. Okay, in here I use the SQL statement to update it, and in there these are the columns that need to be updated, the names of every single column on my database. There they are. Okay, if you see these backslash, that means carriage return, else I will just have one long line of codes, and there, those are where I'm going to get all of the information from. Okay, from this data here, from these variables. There we go. Bring it down, and that is all there is to it. So all I then need to do now is just to call my updates. There, I'm going to call this update, and I'm going to call study information, this very one here. I'm going to call that, and I'm going to call the updates inside the button. Just enter command dot update, and that's all there is to it. So let's go straight down here. I also need to get one thing sorted inside the Treeview. Come right down here, Treeview. That is my Treeview here, my table. Come right down here, and here I'm going to enter comma and there, and I will also add, let's say, display data here. You guys can still recall the display data. I took care of that earlier. Okay, now underneath here, all I just need to say is command there equals update. There we go, and that's all there is to it. So I'm going to go to run without the bug. There we go, guys. I'm going to go straight in here now. You see the student details there. Those are the student details we entered earlier. If I click on this now, I should be able to see all of those information right here. Look at that. The only one that is missing is accommodation, because it was not included in the database, and telephone wasn't included in the database as well. Okay, let's change the details in here. We can always reset, and let's enter new student details in there. All right, let's say 3 Yeah, that is the student's number, and his name is, let's call him Femi Wales. Femi Wales, and address of Wales is number 5 York Lane, London, and the postcode, and Femi happens to be a female, so address, date of birth, let's say 03081995, and here the email of Femi Wales at gmail.com, and here she's actually married, so let's enter her husband details in there as the guardian. So let's say John Wales. Address, that happens to be the same, so you can just enter the same in there. Telephone, home phone number, we can make that up. Mobile number. Okay. Email of jwales, so we can say jwales@gmail.com. Right, what is she studying? She is a doctoral student, so let's say computer science, and she's actually going through a PhD. She's an home student. Overseas, nope. Accommodation, no. And scholarship, no. And she is doctoral student, PhD. She's in her second year of her PhD, and since she's researching, let's see what she's studying, computer science. Okay, let's say she's researching something to do with object oriented. All right, and she has completed most of all of these. Complete. Okay, those are the units she's going through in our research for our PhD. There we go. So all they need to do is just to click on add there. So that's record successfully entered. So come in here, check this out. There we go, and let's check our database as well. And that is our database. Our details is not there, but if we click on refresh, there, and that is how you create your own school management system in Python using Visual Studio. Okay, so with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoy it, and please do subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of the channel. So with that, I'm going to say bye for now. Have a nice one.